No, we're not satisfied with that. We expected a better result and a better performance, but probably just got, shown the difference between where West Coast are and we are at the end of the day. So, their midfielders are turning into very, very accomplished players, and what the Eagles have done over a period of time is build up a really strong midfield, and Scott Selwood and Chris Maston and Luke Shuey are really stepping up to being those really good players to support Kerr and Pritis. So some of the roles that we had set today, players performed them really well, but we just didn't get even enough contribution across the board.
Across the board, was it their run or their ball use, or a combination of both that got you in the end?
No, look, I think obviously we were right in the game right up until the end, so it was just a combination of all the above, really.
Of the young midfielders, who did you feel really stood up for you today?
I thought Ryan Bastanak, outplayed Daniel Kerr, which is no mean feat. I thought that, Zeeble and Swallow were good, but it's not necessarily individuals it's more the collective, and we really got touched up around the footy and around the clearance area in the first half, and Cox was on top of McIntosh, and we addressed a lot of those things at half time, and they improved as the game went on, but you can't get comprehensively outplayed around the stoppages like we did in the first half. And when you come over to Perth to play the West Coast, you expect a really solid contest, and you just can't give them that sort of start.
Were you planning to have your forward line as empty as it was, like with your players pushed up and then trying to break back into it, or did they get sucked up a little bit further than you would have liked at that time?
No, I think that at times we got probably a few of our key forwards were leading up a bit too high and expecting that they were going to get the ball kicked to them on the lead, when that wasn't really the way the game was being played. We just needed the ball under pressure to be kicked long to a tall target, and some of our key forwards got out of position. But we spoke about that at half time, and we tried to address that forward structure because the Eagles are very solid defensively. So we addressed that at half time and it improved. But again, it's the difference between the two sides. Can you maintain what you're trying to do for long enough against really good quality opposition? And at the moment, West Coast are doing that really well, and we're not quite up to their standard yet.
It was a pretty lopsided free kick count. What do you put that down to?
No comment. I said no comment.
Do you agree with Alistair Clarkson's call about the Eagles players managing to milk or to drop the knees and get those high contact?
No, I think that most of the free kicks are there for the high contact, and we spoke at length about Ashton Hams and the way he draws free kicks, and against Richmond there were a few last week, and I thought they were all there. So the umpires made the right call against Richmond, but we spoke about the technique. I wouldn't like to our players to develop a reputation for doing that, but the umpires call it as they see it. There's a specific technique which is employed, and there's a specific technique to counter that. And too many times today, they employed their technique and we didn't employ ours.
You let Shannon Hearn get a fair bit of the ball today. He Adams didn't check in as closely as Bruce had a couple of weeks ago, or Jackson had last week. Was it a plan to play him off a little bit, or should he have been a bit tired when he was today?
No, it wasn't Lee. Aaron Edwards did a terrific job on Hearn early. Hearn, the game's only just finished, so I'll go back and have a really good close look at the game. But my read on it was that we kicked the ball back to Hearn once he kicked a goal. That was a skill error. It wasn't a manning up issue. But we had a choice to make. Our forward structure wasn't operating the way we wanted it to. So unfortunately, we had to drop the Edwards-Hearn matchup, which was working for us. So when something's not working and you change it, it has a domino effect, and eventually someone gets off the leash. And Hearn, with those two goals, really hurt us. So you can't have everything, unfortunately.
How did you come out injury-wise today?
No, all clear.
McIntosh
Yeah, that was in the first half, and he played the whole second half, so he's okay. Yep.
Were you aware that Nat was in doubt for the match?
No. people talk about that sort of stuff, but, you know, we get the teams 90 minutes before the game, so I never worry about that. You know, Lysett replaced him to one 200-centimetre player for another, so it doesn't affect the structure.
You had time over at Dillon, you knew that he was going to be out, would you have brought in Goldstein or would you stay the same?
No, we would have definitely left Goldstein out if we knew Nat Nui wasn't going to play.
How far away is he from returning to the senior side?
Oh, look, he played really well. He travelled with us only because North Ballarat, his affiliate VFL club, didn't have a game. So, you know, I changed my mind on that. I said during the press conference in the week he wouldn't travel unless he was playing. But, you know, the buy in the VFL, he's still a really important part of our present and future. So I wanted him with the team, even though basically because there wasn't a VFL game for him this week. But he'll be, you know, again, he was strongly considered this week and he'll be strongly considered next week.
You happy the way McIntosh matched up against Colston?
In a nutshell, not in the first half, but yeah, in the second half.